Hello, welcome to The Wandering Drew. I am Drew. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video. What I'm going to do today is a brief update on what's going on, explain my absence from videos for about a month and a half, and do a little bit of forward-looking what's to come. So, big combination. In the combination video, that is, I'll be doing several different things. In the video that I put out last week, I did a ruck or a training hike, a weighted training hike, where I basically wear a weighted backpack, which I think ideally prepares you for hiking as much as it can. In my area, I live in South Florida. It's flat. There's really no mountains or terrain. So the only thing I can do is either walk faster, which there's a limit on that. You can only do so much. Walk further. There's a limit on that. Put some weight on to add resistance. So that's what I do. And I usually carry, in the past, I've been carrying 35 pounds or so, which probably with the pack and some water ends up being about 40. I do have a 45-pound weight, which makes it more like 50, 55. But roughly I'm carrying a 30-pound weight plus the backpack. So it usually works out to be like 37 pounds, 38 pounds with water and all my equipment. And I do rucks. And I was up to, the last one you saw, I think was September 22nd. I did a 14.7 or 14.8 mile hike. So that worked out well, actually. I had a great hike. I started really early in the morning, got it done, felt great, no pain, no discomfort. The next day, woke up, no pain, discomfort, legs felt good. Felt tight, the calves and the thighs. Usually you feel like you worked out, but nothing major. That night, the Monday, the 23rd, I actually bent over to go put my shoes on, and I was going to go for a walk in the park that's nearby. And I felt pain in my kneecap. Typical pain that I felt before, twinge across the top of the kneecap. And I knew right away, not good. So I decided not to go for the walk, obviously. And I made an appointment, or tried to make an appointment to go see my doctor that I've seen previously for the knee. Unfortunately, he was on vacation, had just started vacation that day for 2 weeks. So I ended up not wanting to wait. So I made an appointment with a different doctor, which worked out good. He was very nice, and we had a very similar outlook on certain things. So I ended up meeting him. I couldn't get an appointment that week. I think it was the following week. So I finally got to see him early the following week, and he basically just said, it's a chronic issue for you right now. It's not totally healed probably, or you're doing too much too fast. You're going to need to take probably 6 months to a year for it to totally rehab, between exercise and rest, exercise, and training, and also to give a chance for the cells there to regenerate and turn over, because your body's constantly making new cells. He says even the tear you have and where you have it, he says it will heal, but it will take time. And he says because you've been dealing with this for so long, you're going to have to allow yourself longer to recover, because obviously whatever we're doing now is not working. So I was not happy with that. I got to say I was pretty depressed that I was dealing with this issue still. He offered me, his option was PT, would be ideal. He's not a big proponent of surgery or injections or anything else, which I agree with wholeheartedly. So I went back home and I thought about it. I called him up, made another appointment to see him again, involving home exercises. What should I be doing? And then I accepted the PT to go back to physical therapy, by the way, PT, and do it again. So I went to a different place this time. The place I went last time was good. I think the people were very knowledgeable, but I also felt like I was getting a lot of busy work, or just, doing exercise to do exercise. A lot of times, the physical therapist that you're working with has another patient that they're working with, because they have to make money. I understand that. So they're usually, sometimes, not always, they're working, with two patients at the same time. Because a lot of times they don't need to devote 100% to you. However, frequently I was paired up with someone that I feel was in worse shape than me, or not as ambulatory, older, maybe a risk of slipping and falling. So those people, to me, need more attention, and they would get the lion's share of the attention from the therapist, which is understandable. And because I am ambulatory and I'm able to do whatever exercise they ask me to do, not 100%, but I feel like, I went there, I basically worked out a lot. So it was good. It pushed me and it definitely made me stronger, but I wanted to have a different experience this time. And I explained that to them. In this place that I went, a lot of times I was one-on-one. Sometimes I was, two patients, but I definitely feel like I got a better experience this time. It was a smaller office. They were not as busy. They had patients, but the other place was slamming in terms of there was always people in the waiting room and it was always full. 6, 8 people in the room working out at the same time, doing different exercises. This place was a little bit more spread out. Sometimes it was only 4 people spread out over a larger area. It was a larger office. It was laid out differently. And I just felt like I had a better experience. Also, I felt very knowledgeable trainers for physical therapy, and everything is going good. The problem is that I had already planned the hike when I got injured. I think I discussed it in one of the videos. I was planning on going back to do the Foothills Trail. I had actually made reservations. I had a shuttle driver already booked. I had my hotel room, like I said, and what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I was even going to stop off and visit somebody while I was up there. And on the 23rd, when I came back, or the week following, when I came back from that doctor, all those plans went out the window. I canceled everything. I kind of, obviously, like I said, it is depressing to deal with it. And I also had that ruck plan, that 26-mile ruck, 26.2-mile ruck planned for the week of November 16th that I had to cancel because obviously it was not a good move for me to try and do 26 miles with 20 pounds of weight or 30 pounds of weight on my back. So I ended up canceling that ruck as well, which turned out to be a good thing because very shortly thereafter, hurricane came through and devastated the area by the Foothills Trail. So I don't even know if I would have been able to hike or I would have been caught up there on that weekend hiking because I was supposed to be up there the week of like October 7th or so. So it worked out all for the best in that I wasn't up there, it wasn't a problem, didn't have to deal with the storm and the aftermath. And unfortunately, I'm just dealing with my knee. So I went back to the doctor the following week, accepted the PT, and I did 6 weeks of PT where I feel that's been good. I decided after consulting with him, I asked when could I start walking. I was doing light walks, no weights. I would go across the street, maybe do a mile and a half, sometimes up to 3 or 4 miles, and that was pushing a little bit. So I started out rucking again on November 17th was my first ruck. I decided to do a shorter ruck. I think I did 6 miles when obviously I was doing 14. So that to me is a nice back step in how much the distance is. I also, at their suggestion, I lessened the weight. I went down to 20 pounds and I'm still doing that. So my pack is probably weighing in the neighborhood of 25 to 27 pounds because I have 1 bottle of water in there. And I've increased that. Some of the videos you'll see coming up that I've recorded already, or I haven't edited though, but I recorded my rucks. I've gone up to several miles more. So I'm back up in the 8 to 9 mile range, and I know I could do more, but I'm trying to keep the distance down and not do too much too soon. So that's what's going on. That's why there was a gap in the videos and I disappeared. And I don't even know if you people like the rucks or not. I'm just trying to show what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm not hiking, so I have nothing to offer there, but it shows what I'm doing to try and stay in shape, keep in shape, and stay trail ready as best as I can. And it also shows that no matter where you are, you can find ways to go out and hike. I mean, there are people, I'm wearing a ruck because I think it's less obvious to people what I'm doing and it doesn't cause as much attention. But I have seen people with backpacks on occasionally hiking in parks and they're training. And I like my backpack. I think it's much more beneficial to wear it to train, but it's not, it's more noticeable, you get more looks and it stands out more. Whereas if I wear the backpack, it just blends in, it's smaller, but it feels heavier on your back because it's all concentrated in one place. Whereas your backpack, it's spread out. In actuality, I also wear the weight because it's heavier than my backpack. When I go hiking, even on a very big backpack trip where I'm loaded up with a lot of food, you know, my backpack is usually not over 29 pounds anymore, 28, maybe with food and water. I don't think I'm definitely not breaking 30 pounds. You know, to me, that means I messed up. I'm bringing too much stuff. Whereas to test my body, get my back used to it, the muscles in my back, the stabilizers, the abs, my legs, in shape, I'm wearing, 30 plus pounds because I want to stress them out so that they'll get stronger. So that's the reason why I do the rucking as well. And I hope you like that. And I don't know. I mean, I'm up for suggestions on how to stay in shape. Obviously, hiking is the best way to prepare for hiking, but I can't hike all day long every day. And where I am, there's limited trails. I did discover some more places I should and could go, but they're not right around the corner for me. There's no good trails right around me. I have to make something up, walk on parks, walk on levees or canals. And, there's some out there, but I'm trying to avoid cars and being around the cars and just people. Not because I'm trying to avoid people, but, you want to walk. You don't have to want to worry about dogs. You don't have to worry about bicyclists. And terrain is nice, but, so I walk on the canal banks here with his paths and some other routes through the neighborhoods just to vary it up and give myself motivation to, walk to a place to get breakfast or coffee because, just like in real hiking, you're walking, if there was a place to go eat, hikers are going to walk there. But it gives you motivation. It also takes away the feeling of drudgery from doing practice hikes. I enjoy hiking and I do like even walking in the neighborhood, but it's still walking in the neighborhood and it's not as exciting. The view is not as good. So sometimes you need a little motivation or a carrot to throw in front of you and say, you know what? I'm going to walk all this way. And when I get there, I'm going to buy myself a cup of coffee or breakfast. And it's enough to, hopefully keep you in line, or something to look forward to. So it gives you a positive reinforcement of doing the exercise and getting out there. I'm trying to do twice a week now. I'm not increasing the mileage very much. I'm going to try and go up a mile a week. Sadly, that 26.2 mile ruck that I wanted to do only is done, as far as I can tell, once a year in November. So I will train for next November and hopefully I'll be able to do it this time. Anyway, I just wanted to put out a video to explain why the break I know it was about 2 months, there was no videos and I was off the radar kind of thing. So I'm trying to get back into it, get back in shape. I have not really done my exercises enough. I'm trying to keep up with my stretching, but it's not what I inherently do. But I also know that if I don't do it, I'll end up back where I was. So I'm willing to try something to get a different outcome. And so other than that, I am doing well. The knee is doing well. I feel fine and good about that. So I'm going to try to keep up with it and continue to progress. I do have a trip coming up in the end of this month, December, for the holidays. I will be up in Georgia. I'm probably not going to go to Amicalola or do the approach trail. I think I'm going to go somewhere else, do some different trails. I think I would like to do that. And I think you, the viewer, would probably like to see someplace else in the same place over and over again. Although I know everyone loves the AT and the approach trail, I got to do something else. I'll probably do a bunch of day hikes and then maybe 1 or 2 longer hikes. No camping, won't be staying overnight. I'm on vacation with the family. We'll have a house that we rented, so I want to spend time with them as well. But I can go out in the morning and get a day hike done, or maybe once or twice do a longer hike for a couple hours, still come home and join them at lunchtime and then go out. So that's it. That's what's coming up. And then we'll see about next year when it comes. So I hope everyone is having happy holidays and a happy new year. Hope everyone is staying healthy and active and getting out there. If possible, if you're able to, get out there and do a hike. Even if it's a quarter mile in a park, go out for a walk. Enjoy some green time, as they say. It's worth it. It's very important for you and your health in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, consider subscribing if you're so inclined to do so, if you like what I'm doing. But once again, thank you for taking time out of your day. I appreciate the comments and the emails. I've gotten some emails, outside the channel, but the comments, I appreciate them all. Love the feedback, good, bad, or otherwise. Once again, thank you. Till we meet again.